We feel good about our team defense. I can go back to the Union series. You know, we gave up one power play goal Friday and 4 on Saturday. So we're not giving up a bunch of goals now. With Colgate, the issue we had was there wasn't many shots, but some of those shots were too high quality of chances as far as we were concerned. A little bit too loose with the puck, and when that happened was when we were pushing in the offensive zone, trying to score, especially early in both games. We ended up on the wrong side of things sometimes, or turning pucks over that normally we don't. So the coach answer, Kevin, we'll always want to be better on defensively as a team. But we're happy right now with the way we're defending. There seems to be a purpose to what we're doing. We want to be hard to play against in the defensive zone. We seem to be doing that when we're at our best. Obviously, that's something that's going to get challenged as the year goes on, and it's something we're going to work on as the year goes on. So right now, we're a little bit ahead of the game too. The last couple of years, we were implementing a new defensive zone system, or a new defensive system, if you will, and now we're trying to hone that skill and that craft, and you know, we're happy where it is right now.
And then some thoughts on the offense so far, and the chances you're generating.
We think we're generating 5-on-5 a bunch of good chances, and we're doing it without Ryan Carpenter, so that's nice to see. We knew our depth was going to be better up front. We knew it was something that we were hopefully going to be able to rely on, and we've been able to do that. Now, you know, we would have liked to have seen that generate more goals on Friday night, but I think we get back to the process piece, and the process piece is zone time, is having a purpose to what we're doing in the offensive zone and through the neutral zone to get into the offensive zone, and that process will lead to goals. And you know, we're happy with where it is. We're happy with where the power play is, at least the one unit. So there's more good things happening offensively for sure.
You mentioned Ryan earlier. You know, you had another meeting on his status Tuesday.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
He will get reevaluated November the 4th. So he will not play against Anchorage. Our feeling is, if he gets evaluated on the Monday and the answer is go ahead, he'll have a full week of preparation. Now, he's been skating. He just basically only has use of one hand. So obviously it's more from a conditioning standpoint than it is puck handling or shooting or anything like that. But that's where it stands. November 4th, we'll get another update and we'll go from there.
You feel like he's in pretty good shape then?
Yeah, he's in great shape. He's in phenomenal shape. We're not worried about the conditioning aspect. The other thing is, with our depth, we don't have to give him the minutes he would normally have right away. We could ease him into those minutes, and he can get game ready by playing smaller minutes in games than he maybe would normally, just because other guys are taking up those minutes and playing well.
What do you expect from Ohio State Tuesday night?
I expect them to be upset about the last time we played. Now, they do have a series this weekend, so they're gonna have to bang and crash with Robert Morris all weekend long. I believe it's a home and home. But I do believe that once Tuesday comes around, they're going to get focused on us, and I'm sure they feel they let one slip away. I'm not sure if we feel that way or not, but I'm sure they feel that way. We have to be ready to go. And knowing our guys, we will be ready to go. We'll be hungry just because we haven't played in a bit after playing a bunch in a small period of time. But I'm expecting Ohio State to be better.
What have you done with the off week, and anything different?
We gave him a couple of days off to kind of decompress and rest, and then we did some individual skill work, we did some special teams work, and then today we kind of handled it like a Tuesday, and we got back to work. It was details, it was process, it was systems, and it was banging and crashing. And today was a good practice. You know, it was good to see our guys be focused and be ready to compete and execute at a high level. I thought today we did that. And then, you know, tomorrow will look kind of sort of like a Wednesday. It'll be more game-like situations and system things. And then Saturday and Monday, the focus will be special teams and get ready to go for Tuesday. Because once we get through Tuesday, we're going to be right in Anchorage right away. So we'll have to, you know, it gave us a chance to get back to doing the small things in practice and individual work and collective work. versus just kind of flow things because we're playing so many games.
Had a lot of penalties at Union the first weekend, but 3 straight games of good discipline. How have you?
Well, good discipline, and we've had too many men on the ice twice in one game, one period, and then once the next night again. So that discipline is mental discipline, and that's unacceptable. That's something that has to change. We've run into that issue before early in years, and then we've turned it around and not done it. I can't even explain how frustrating that is for all of us. I mean, even the young guy involved. But we have to be able to stay focused during that situation. I think our guys have realized what they can and can't do. Because I don't think for 1 second we didn't play hard in those 2 games against Colgate in particular. We had 3 opportunities against us both nights. We killed all 6. And we played hard. You know, were there maybe calls not called this past weekend that have been called, where there be Union or the Ohio State game? I think so. But as we've seen, the referees usually come out of the gate setting the tone for that game, that weekend, the year, and it sometimes takes the kids a little bit of time to get used to that again. Obviously, it took us some time. I think we've settled in nicely to a level where it's that medium, you know, where we're pushing it to the line but not over, where we're out of control and taking a bunch of penalties.
And I was going to ask about the bench minors.
Yeah, the bench minors are, you know, I would be the first to say, Kevin, I think you know this, if it was my fault, if it was something that we had 2 guys up at the same time and they were both told to get ready. In all 3 situations, we had a guy who was kind of sort of coming to the bench, but didn't, and somebody jumped on the ice for him. To me, it's just like going offside. The guy who's on the ice, he can do whatever he wants to do, basically. The guy who's on the bench, it's his responsibility not to jump on the ice until his guy comes off. That's something you learn 5 years old. So it's a mental thing, period. It wasn't a communication thing. It wasn't who's up thing. Now, ultimately, does it fall on me? 100%. 100% it falls on me. But this wasn't about not knowing who was up. This was about jumping on the ice when their guy, who they were supposed to be replacing, didn't come off. So we address it both sides. The guy if you're coming to the bench, come to the bench. If you're not coming to the bench, don't. And obviously the guy on the bench, don't jump on the ice till your guy jumps off.
Face-offs have been a lot better 2 of the last 3 games, but it's still not where you want them.
Which 2?
Colgate second night and Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that, yeah. What the issue was, the Ohio State thing seems like 3 weeks ago, so I don't. The issue from Friday to Saturday night against Colgate, it wasn't necessarily the center only. It was the 4 other guys collectively not helping the centerman out. Now, did we lose too many clean? Absolutely. And you know, we've talked about face-offs. We feel it's a huge part of the process. It's a huge part of the breakdown of each game. Our face-offs were 38% Friday night, and they were 56% Saturday. 55 is our number. 38 is obviously ridiculously unacceptable. We haven't been that low in a while. But we did not just put it on the center. We started with the center, but we put it on the collective. Saturday night, we did a much better job. Our fight, our intensity, our focus going into the face-off was much better Saturday, and we had some good chances because of it.
Yeah, and that ultimately was the question, is it on the collective?
It's on the collective. It's on the collective. I think our centermen, they know when they lose a draw clean, and you know, with the exception of Mark Cooper, we've had guys taking a bunch of face-offs over the past few years, right? I know, you know, Mercier's played more center than wing coming up. And then, you know, DeSalvo's taken a lot of draws over the last couple of years, and so has Cam, obviously. I think they're learning to take pride in that. You know, Andrew Wallace is a guy that's won face-offs for us over the years, and he, you know, he's kind of in and out of the lineup right now. But collectively, we need to do a better job, and our guys know how big a piece of the process the face-offs are.
And some thoughts on Marcus Bergeron and his study so far?
Well, you know, Kevin, I had a talk with Marcus at Union. It wasn't great, you know, and Marcus is a young guy that there's just a presence to him when he's right, when he's on. He's a quiet guy, but again, there's a presence to him. And I thought the last 3 games he's played with that presence. I'm not talking about not making mistakes. I'm talking about playing the game on the edge, playing hard, making sure the presence that, you know, is there. And if you make mistakes because of that, so be it. Union, he was tentative, he was in between, and we kind of, sort of, you know, what a younger defenseman does, an underclass defenseman does, not an upperclass defenseman. It's been a nice response. I mean, the conversation was obviously stern after Union, but it was one that we're talking the same language. The expectations are absolutely the same. He set the bar. We know how good he can be. He knows how good he can be, and when he doesn't get there, it's unacceptable to him. We just wanted to make sure, is there anything going on? Do we get, you know, he's playing with Sean Walker, and Sean seems to be fitting in nicely. It's nice to see him, you know, back to where he belongs the last 3 games. Now the expectations obviously are level of consistency throughout the year, like you would expect from any upperclassman.
Any other injuries out of Colgate?
Brett Moeller has a small fracture in his foot / ankle. The word I was told was 2 to 3 weeks. I'm assuming that's 2 to 3 weeks from Colgate. No surgery, nothing like that. It's just rest. You know, that's one though, Kevin. It's going to keep him off the ice. So 2 to 3 weeks till he's healthy enough to get back and start skating and practicing to get himself into game shape again. So we could be without him for, I think it's closer to 4 minimum.
So this would be week 1.
Correct.
And then,
You know, I don't have the schedule in front of me,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
right now we're just, you know, Brett's a senior and he's had some injury issues, so it's as much of a mental strain on Brett. He feels like he had a great summer, and I know he's disappointed. So we're just gonna, let's get him healthy and get him back out there without pushing it too quickly, and we'll get him back in shape and playing, and hopefully that's sooner than later.